Good afternoon. Welcome back. It's Amanda. And as you can see, I am in here in my kitchen doing yet another batch of pizza sauce. This is my third batch of pizza sauce, and I think I finally got the exact recipe that I like done. But I kind of had a fail. As you've seen in the video that's previous to this one, I pressure canned the first two batches, the first two batches of pizza sauce in my canner, my pressure canner, because that's just how I like doing it. Because I'm figuring by the time I go ahead and boil the water and all that stuff, I could go ahead and have it done. But this time when I was doing this batch, I had my canner loaded, everything was done. I let it vent for 10 minutes. I put the weighted gauge on it, and guess what, guys? 20 minutes later, it still did not build up any kind of pressure. So I'm like, something is not right. I'm like, I let it go probably about literally the whole 15 minutes. It usually takes about 10 minutes for it to build up, but it never built up. You could hear the contents boiling in the pot. Let's see, let me show you the back of this. This part right here, it usually pops, when the pressure comes up. When the pressure comes up on that, then I know that it's retaining pressure. It never did that. So I had to end up waiting. I put it on 15 minutes. I'm like, y'all, I've been canning for years and years and years, and it's never had this issue before. After 15, 20 minutes, it still did not build up pressure. So I said, forget it. I'm turning it off. When it cooled down enough, even when I took the weighted gauge off, 15 minutes later, of course, it didn't have pressure in it, so there was no problem. So what I ended up doing is I ended up pulling out my water bath canner, which I've got it loaded with 4 jars right now. This had 16 jars in it, because that's a whole canner load. And as you can see right here, I've got what, 6 and 6, 13, roughly 13 jars. Anyway, when I was pulling them out of this, and I was just going to go ahead and transfer them to the hot water bath canner, they started pinging. Actually, as soon as I got the top off of this and started loading them onto the counter so I could transfer them to the hot water bath to make sure, they started pinging. Basically, every one of these jars right here sealed. Every one of these jars, all 13 of these jars sealed. I heard the ping. It went off. They were pretty much in here for probably, oh my gosh, 25 minutes? I'd say at least 25 minutes from boiling. They boiled for 25 minutes. But anyway, I had, as you can see here, this is 13. They pinged. They're sealed. I had these 4 right here. They did not. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do this, water bath the rest of these. And I contemplated water bathing, go ahead and redoing these. But I'm like, I don't see why I should. Honestly, I don't see any reason why I would have to, because they all sealed. Trust me, this is just spaghetti sauce. If this was something like chicken, any kind of meat or vegetable, I would not have done this. I feel this is safe because when you do it this way, it's 35 minutes anyway. And they were pretty much in that for 25 minutes cooking, boiling like you would if you were water bathing them. So anyway, have you guys ever had this issue before? I'm praying that in 24 hours they will still be sealed. Actually, I'm thinking there's one jar that's not going to be sealed, because I think I have a habit of keeping old lids near my sink, because if you look down here, excuse the mess. Oh no, where's it at now? I can't find it. I have to plug this up with a lid and then put this on it, because if I don't, it won't hold the water. I'm just rigging it. Anyway, I think I may have accidentally picked up one of those instead of a new one. So I'm thinking at least one jar is not going to seal. But anyway, I did see this, the lady that I got the recipe from. Of course, I tweaked mine. All they do is put their sauce in a jar that is already hot, and they boiled the lids and everything, and they put it in there, and they seal. These sealed this way, so I think they should be fine. I'm not telling anybody else to do this, guys. When you do your own canning, please follow the directions. I just have not been able to come across anything that anyone has had this issue before. So to reiterate what I'm saying, I was jarring up 16 jars of spaghetti sauce. And my pressure canner, it would not reach the pressure, which yes means I've got something going on. I've got to figure that out before I can anything else. By the way, like I said, I've had this for over 10 years. This is the first time I've ever had this problem. So I went ahead, let it cool down for about 30 minutes. I pulled these jars out. They immediately started to ping, which means they sealed. I had 4 that did not, so I've got them in the water bath canner now. Lord willing, they'll seal. So anyway, if you guys ever had that problem, let me know. I'm always interested in other people's canning. You know, we learn from one another. That's why I like doing these videos. So anyway, whew, yeah, I'm just praying that I've got to go back and figure out what the problem with this is before I can anything else. Yeah, I'm thinking, honestly, I'm thinking I need a new rubber gasket. This black gasket, because I've had it for so long and I've never replaced it. To me, I'm thinking the seal was not proper in it. I don't know. The only way I'm going to know is if I can something else, and I can't stand the thought of canning something else and ruining it. But when I do can something else, I will make sure it's like spaghetti sauce, because I should be able to make at least one more batch of this with tomatoes I've got left. At least then I will know if this doesn't reach pressure. I can always just take these jars out and immediately start putting it in the water bath canner, and it'll seal that. I wouldn't try that with meat, though. I wouldn't try anything else. Anyway, hope you guys are having an awesome day. Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, it's a crazy day in my kitchen. You guys have a blessed one. God bless.